Hi parents, this is a homework help video for tonight's homework on homework 5.8. It has to do with equivalent fractions by showing the equivalent fractions on a number line. Students have been taught that fractions are equivalent if they fall on the same point on a number line. So what the first problem in it is to complete each number line, show all fractions including each fraction for 1. So they pretty much handle the first one for you. We are teaching the students that 0 would be equal in this number line to 0 halves, and that 1 whole would be equal to 2 halves. And then we're having the students measure. So they have 1/3 marked, and so when we line up the 0 and the 1/3, we see it's 2 inches. So that would help us to know that 2/3 would be 2 more inches down. So we're having the children measure it out, mark where the 2-inch point is there, and then they can check to see that the next one is 2 inches as well. Then they would label 0/3, 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. The point of using the ruler really helps to make sure this is accurate when they see fractions lined up. The 1/4 is about 1.5, so the next time they measure, they should do to 1.5, and then again 1.5, and then they can label their fractions in fourths. And as you can see, equivalent fractions on here so far would be 1/2 and 2/4 because they fall at the same point on the number line, or 0 halves, 0/3, and 0/4, or 2 halves, 3/3, and 4/4 are equivalent fractions because they fall at the same point on the number line. And so the children would continue doing their sixths, which are 1 inch apart, and then their eighths, which are 3/4 inch. Every 3/4 inch, they would make a mark. And once the lines are all completed, then the children need to write an equivalence chain for fractions that are equal to each of these fractions. So on this particular number line, if I were to do fractions that are equivalent to, I'll do 6/6, which is number 4 here. 6/6 will be here. And so the chain would be all of these fractions equaling each other. So it would be 2 halves equals 3/3 equals 4/4 equals 6/6, and 8/8 would be on there as well, so they can include 8/8. And as you finish, they will see that any fraction equivalent to 1/2 will be any of the fractions on the same point on the lines as 1/2. And then for 3/4, it'll be any of the fractions that are at the same point on the number line as 3/4. Thank you for supporting your child with their homework tonight, and let us know if you have any questions.